Welcome back to your podcast. We're your hosts.
I'm Beth Anne.
And I'm Kaylee.
And we're just kidding. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Beth Anne.
And we're so glad you're here. Hey!
Did you like my little tingle with my hands?
I loved it.
brought me
Little
back.
pizzazzy.
No, yeah, when we were cheerleaders.
I'm having deja vu all over again. Are you?
Why do you say that? No.
Okay. Just kidding. I was going to compliment your rings. And I was
Okay.
going to tell you how stunning you look. And I was going to say all these things that I can still say because listeners are hearing for the very first time.
Absolutely.
We are saying for the second time, you guys, if y'all saw my Instagram post, I said that I would address the masses as to why this ep is coming out just a little bit later in the dia, just like technical difficulties. But, you know, everything that is good to keep us humble and nothing we can't overcome.
Also, no worries.
No
Like, that's
worries.
the main thing here. No worries.
No.
Yeah, I'm not.
So,
But I'm so happy to be back. I actually feel a lot more refreshed than I did yesterday. Yeah, because
is it because you have trace shots?
well, I
in your
haven't
Starbies?
consumed all trace shots yet, but I do have them to look forward to, and I feel like the placebo is taking over. I have a little bit of a head buzz,
Good, girl.
just from my caffeine, nothing else,
Yeah.
Mom. Yeah.
nothing else.
But yesterday
Mom.
when we were recording, it was about 5 p.m., and we were still living, laughing, and loving.
And
but we'd
loving.
had a whole day
Right.
before we recorded. So I'm feeling fresher. I'm feeling like I'm excited for that. Yesterday, I woke up. I was in a bad headspace.
I know.
I told you about it.
I know.
I was so tired.
I know.
I drove to my workout with no music on. It was depression nation.
Crazy.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
It's so crazy. But like this morning, the first thing I did is I asked for the Lord to intercede in my thoughts.
Me too.
And to get
Yep.
into my head before I get into my own. And he did that.
Good.
And I
And
feel
he
his
told
blessing.
you that you were able
Mm-hmm.
and you can do all things through who?
Christ who gives me strength.
I know that's right.
Are you willing and able to sit in the exit row?
I need a verbal response.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm willing and able.
I am also willing and
I
able.
was always willing and able. Now it's like I am able. And I fear I'm less willing since that door flew off the last plane recently. Or I guess
Oh.
this could have been like last year at this point anyway. Like
Also,
the-
I'm having a tickle. I feel like if I like cough or something, like I don't have anything contagious. I don't want you to be scared of your twin sister.
oh, that's okay.
But I lost my voice and it's coming back. So it's giving that tickle vibe of like, here's your voice.
Do you
Like,
need to cough something out or
like this-
up?
not right now.
Okay.
I'll let you know when.
Feel free.
Sure will.
I didn't know. Did you take your armor colostrum?
I took my armor colostrum, about 4 scoops of it yesterday. I don't know
Okay.
what the daily serving size is, but I had 4.
Might not be
I
one.
had 2 emergencies and then 4 vitamin C pills.
Viewer discretion is advised. Did the increase in vitamin C cause an increase in diarrhea or no?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yeah.
It has not.
Okay.
In fact, we might have the opposite problem occurring.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Well, honestly, I thought after the 2 Raising Cane chicken fingers I indulged in last night, I might have a problemo, but I don't.
I thought it was going to be the buttered bread that was going to grease my traps.
We shared a piece of toast, so that was hardly 3 bites.
I love you.
I love you more.
Why were those fries not working?
They weren't working, but thank God. Honestly, thank God.
Because
When I
didn't eat 'em.
opened the box and saw that they gave us 8 fries in like our whole meal, it's like honestly, for
You
the
were
best.
relieved.
Yeah, we indulged in Frank Jace the night before
We did.
with American Dell, which is like totally okay.
Of course. And
We
if you
have, however, started what?
I hate to interrupt. I
Do
feel like
it.
I always am. But if you don't have an American deli near you, be the one to build it.
Yeah.
And be the one to open it. You need lemon gnocchi extra crispy. You need a large fry extra seasoning. Wait, that's something we don't have in our cabinets. We have every sauce you've ever heard of. We have things that go bad before we can even open them.
We don't have teriyaki?
No, we don't have like fry seasoning or whatever seasoning that is. Seasoned SWAT.
Lowry's.
Wow.
It's
Is it Lao?
so good. I think it's Lowry. Like Lowry's.
No, I know
L.
because Mimi and Gaga always had Lowry's, but is it the Lao that goes on the fries?
Yeah. Lowry's seasoned salt. Lawry. Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Lowry's. Well, wow. You just opened a can of worms. I need some potatoes and a fry daddy. Like ASAP, no rookie.
No, Roki. Mom, I know you're listening, my
And I know you
sweet,
have that fry daddy.
beautiful queen.
So we're all tracking macros.
Yes.
But the beautiful thing about tracking macros is you have food freedom. You just
do.
kind of eat within these
Your macros.
Correct.
Correct.
And nobody is suffering. Nobody is going without. Are you clearing the throat?
Clearing the throat.
No problem. So I just love that because there's no restriction. And when you restrict,
You
then
overindulge.
You overindulge when
Correct.
if you set a time frame. I literally was explaining this to Gage, and he's like, "No, I'm not restricting. I just don't want to have these things right now." Because at the beginning of the year, his family kind of does like no carbs, like low carb, and like no sugar and that kind of thing, which is literally amazing. Personally, I found that I'm not as successful with that because I'm miserable like during that time frame, and I have low energy. And if I'm continuing to do cardio and weight train, I
feel
don't
like
have
in that
it.
time I have multiple personality disorder. Yeah. Because things start coming out, sides that I wasn't aware of.
And I don't recognize.
Don't let me get too hungry.
No.
And don't let me be
You're not you and you're
deprived.
hungry. Which is
Yep.
so funny. We were riding around the other day. I told you that Gage needed to go put up some signs in yards because he's
Yes.
real estate agent. If you're looking to buy or sell in the South Carolina area, and even if you're not, he can refer you out somewhere else.
What's the number? Give them the number. They'll write it down.
Okay, number will be in the caption.
Okay, number will be in the caption.
But yeah, so we were riding around and we went by his realty office, and he came back to the car and had a little mini Snickers for me.
Because
You're not you and you're hungry.
And
And
he
he's so
knows-
right.
He knows his beautiful girlfriend.
I'm not, my feelings aren't even hurt if you call me hangry. I'm like, yeah, hurry up.
Hurry
Like,
it.
we got to do something about it.
Do you want to do something with me later, whenever?
Okay.
I know you're not a ketchup gal.
Oh, where's this going?
About ketchup seasoning to help with the macros. So it's like less sugar. Ketchup seasoning. I've been looking high and low for it. Saw it on a random shelf, like in the baby aisle. It was not where it was supposed to be. Someone just put it back. Why was I in the baby aisle? Regardless, I was just in Walmart, like doing my due dil.
Okay.
And passed it on a random, and I was like, "Is that?" Because I've been looking. When I tell you I've been looking, like I've been on Google, like where Trader Joe's had it for a while.
You had mentioned that was the thing because our fitness instructor,
Our online fitness coach,
online fitness coach,
Maddie
thank
Bunker.
you,
If you've been
Maddie
following me
Bunker.
for like 2,
The word
3
left
years.
me, coach. Hey, coach.
Hey, coach.
Put
Kaylee.
me in, coach. What? I'm ready to play. Hey, today.
So,
Right, Daddy.
you
I need.
and I have started a cut.
Yeah, that's like honestly where I was going with the whole macro thing. I don't even know. Wait, go back to the ketchup seasoning.
Oh, yeah. Would you try it with me? Just because it's not ketchup. And it's,
I would try ketchup seasoning with you on potatoes straight out of a fry daddy.
I'll make it happen.
I'm being serious.
20 minutes ago, Kaylee and I took our progress pictures, our before pictures. Quite frankly, it's been a while since I've had a before picture that
We quit taking those because
when the after pictures didn't serve. When the after pictures
they
quit
were
serving. We were bulking.
We would take the after picture, but that should have been the before picture because the before picture I liked a lot better than the after. But it was because we weren't sticking to you.
Yeah. But we have each other during this time of desperation.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because I'm at this point, and I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to be politically correct for
No, you don't have
nobody.
to be. This is your podcast,
I'm
matter of
gonna be
fact.
25 years old this year. Hey, my parents were newlyweds. Okay, at 25.
Mom had rock solid abs, Dad too.
They both had rock solid abs. I'm trying to have my dream body. No, because I'm not saying my dream body can't be.
It's going to look different at different stages of your life, right?
Yeah, but I tell you what. This is where I need it to be its best. Like I know I'm gonna appreciate it one day. You know, my postpartum body. I'm gonna appreciate it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna adore it.
Our
I'm gonna
bodies
thank
do
God.
so much for us, but
Yes.
so we want to take care of them.
Yes, again, I said I wasn't being politically correct.
Yeah.
It's time to get hot on them. It's time to pop out on these, dare I say, hoes this summer. Like, I'm tired of y'all. And I'm tired of avoiding
Same.
the pool function. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there fair and square.
I miss so many birthday parties because I don't want to be seen.
Because I don't want to be seen.
And
No, none of that. No more of that.
That's the devil.
And it is. But I'm going to be wet.
Yeah,
So,
I'm ready.
No, like, get that cold towel. Get
Maddie
that
said
frog
she's like-
tog out. Because I'm going to be wet.
Maddie said, she's like, you'll be shocked what you can do in a couple months.
Yes. Okay.
I can't wait to be shocked.
Like, come on, ketchup seasoning. Cut out that sugar.
Ketchup seasoning, cut the sugar.
Do it.
Well, something that I am really pretty good about with sauces is I do like BBQ. Lots of sugar in that. But
what's your favorite?
I do buffalo.
BBQ.
So that's hard. You know that one? Okay, so I love Sweet Baby Ray's. Like, I'm not going to count that out. Okay, but there's one that's called like Smithson Bros BBQ sauce.
I'll let you do a Google search.
No, it's Williamson Bros. I don't know who Smithson is.
Let me see the picture.
And they have different like ones, of course.
Oh, is that
Williamson Bros?
You bought that in a sugar-free version one time.
Yeah.
And I think it traveled with us through all apartments.
Yes.
So
it was probably in 2021. Is it still in the fridge or threw it away?
I threw it away.
Yeah, it was
over.
I was so over.
Yeah.
I was so over. Like that was never gonna. It just was.
But your favorite BBQ from a restaurant, unless it's made in house, is chicken filet.
It is chicken filet.
I know it.
Of course. Yeah, I do love like a good salivating.
Are you salivating?
Oh my gosh. Like at a BBQ restaurant, with like a vinegar bait or like a sweet like the.
But also something that's giving like, if anything is named like Gold Rush or like Honey
Gold Fever,
Honey Gold. Oh, it's all giving me going on.
Dad has one at the house right now that I don't know. It's from somewhere. They got
Kinder's or no, I don't think that's right.
Maybe it was.
Was it?
Kinder's has some good options.
Who had the Gold Fever? Was that Joe's to go in Grayson, Georgia?
I already know it was.
Okay.
You already know it was.
Yep.
So most of the time I don't really have to account for sauces because buffalo is so like low calorie, whatever.
Unless the one at Chick-fil-A, it's very buttery. It's buttery. And I didn't realize that until just like a little bit ago.
Yeah. And I'm good with Tabasco, but everybody knows, well, if you know me, then you know, I have a specific sauce, buffalo sauce in particular, for everything I'm eating. Like I'm not necessarily going to go put like a buffalo wing sauce on my huevos, eggs. Tabasco is for my eggs.
Correct.
But Tabasco could be for my fried pickles, like if they don't have enough. But Louisiana hot sauce is for my fried pickles.
Tabasco might be eggs only for Miss Beth.
Tabasco might be eggs only for Miss K. I actually like it sprinkled on fried shrimp.
So I was going to say, any type of fried seafood was going to be my next moment that you could do Tabasco on. However, whenever we're having fried seafood, we're probably at a restaurant and they typically have either a Swanson house that we like, or it is the Louisiana, or it is the, Crystal or something like that. What is it called? It pairs well. It's a very thin.
Yeah, Crystal with a K.
Okay.
Why do we put ourselves in that box to only eat seafood at restaurantes? We could we have done like pan-seared shrimp, but we can fry up shrimp at our house. Like that's crazy.
At that point, it just feels like I need to grill it or put it in the oven. Like I don't need to be making myself anything fried. Let's talk. We do it. Hey, dream body.
Yeah, right.
And banging body and stunting on these hoes, and we're hot.
Yeah,
and like all that's coming up.
Wait, we need to bring shrimp more into the rotation.
I haven't because I thought you were a little against it because sometimes you get fearful of the texture. Yes or no?
True. But I'm good with a small piece.
Okay. That's why you always ate the popcorn shrimp growing up. Yeah. You started small.
Yeah.
You've eased in. Kaylee used to not touch, well, she still doesn't really touch sauces that are white. She will dabble in some ranch, but you really dabble.
Dab on
very, very small. Yeah. And like, do you want to while we're here? If you missed that, we were dabbing. So she.
I feel like I got something out of my system just then that's kind of been built up.
No, yeah.
Years.
She also was very much against seafood, specifically raw seafood. So like sushi would have never been in the question for Miss Kai. Do you think it was Chuck's Fish that changed your mind in Athens, Georgia?
So it's funny.
Okay.
Chuck's Fish has a mother restaurant called Harbor Docks.
Was it Harbor Docks
in Destin? I think it's Destin. Yeah. And we went with Mom and Pop.
Yes. Fire.
2 years ago? 3?
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Okay,
and I think that was like the first time I tried sushi, really. And I was like, oh, come.
Was that the same day you tried a fried green tomato?
Perhaps. snaps.
I tinked
Wait,
it
how do you
twice.
remember that?
I'm your twin sister. Yeah. I love it. Oh, you. Oh, Kaylee.
Did I rip your nail off?
You could almost rip my nail off.
Felt like the further like closer I got to you, further I got from the mic, and like I didn't want to have this situation.
No, and like
But,
it's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so that was. And then, of course, Chuck's Fish. Like,
Kaylee's order was chicken fingers and fries.
everywhere, every time.
Everywhere.
Every.
And now, like,
day.
you'll order blackened shrimp.
Yeah.
And you've even had Brussels sprouts with me
Yes.
at Longhorn. Except recently,
I
you've
love them.
expressed that you're done with Brussels. I think, maybe.
There's nothing enticing about, like, making Brussels at the his day. Like, that's.
Because they smell so terrible.
That's like. If I didn't know that you were making Brussels and I came home from a long day's work, you're making me dinner, I'd be like, okay.
Go shit their pants.
Yeah. Mimi, if you're listening,
it wasn't like it wasn't shit.
it was just your pants. Like,
like no, because we had a Spanish teacher.
we had a Mr. De Jesus. This was our king.
Y'all got me coughing.
So we had amazing Spanish teachers growing up. We've talked about Miss Davila and La Casina. But Mr. De Jesus came after Miss Davila, and he was such a king. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
Did you
I
think
don't
he was
know where
cute,
he
to
was
be
from.
honest?
Yeah, he was handsome.
He was.
He used a lot of hair gel.
A lot of hair gel. And he smelled good.
Always. He had that
Always.
little like
Mm-hmm.
what do you call that piece of like not goatee, just like a little.
I know, a little hair right there.
He was so sweet. I don't know where he was from, but he would say, he would try to tell us like there's no cheating, like no cheating, and he would.
He's
say,
talking to Kaylee and I. That's
No, well, he was probably talking to Miss Beth, looking at Miss Kay's paper.
I didn't know what was going on in there.
Mi
Help
papel.
me with Nadar. Help me with Zapatos, and help me with this grammar. What are we?
No, this
conjugating?
grammar is like ir, vamos, vo. I don't know, boy.
I couldn't even tell you the difference between a conjunction and conjugation right now because everything just got so. Like, you know what I mean? Those words.
Ooh, you just tripped me up.
That's what I'm saying. And like he would say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I
Conjunction
interrupted.
and if or no. Okay, conjunction is no. Or I got those. Conjunction, junction.
What's your function? Oh.
Yes, ma'am. Like
Are you having indigestion?
indigestion. I think I was sucking down my trace shots. I need you to find a stopping point.
In my immaturity.
Regroup.
I love you, Kaylee.
So
Dr. DeJesus, no cheating.
no cheating. So he would announce that to class, but it came out more like no shitting. No shitting. In the class. And so first time I'm like, look at who got their pants pulled down.
I knew
no
I
one
smelled something, Dr. DeJesus.
And anyway, we caught on that was no cheating. Ugh, I miss him.
He was so. I think he knew because the class eventually.
He knew that we tried really hard, but he got a kick out of us.
Oh my gosh.
Because I wanted to sound like I wanted to have the accent. Like I want to enunciate right. Like I didn't want to be like, what? Like, okay, chicken, you know, in Spanish is pollo.
Pollo.
Like people be like polo in class. I'm like, that's Ralph Lauren. Okay. There's a difference.
leave it to Ralph Lauren.
A pollo. Like there's
Also-
nothing wrong with just.
Something's been sparked.
Oh.
I posted a Tiki McTalker
Oh.
the other day, and I just took it back to my roots. Like, set up the phone. I'm not thinking about
Talked
it too
on 'em.
much, and talked on them.
Yeah.
And some of y'all got your feelings hurt, so I feel like you thought I was talking to you. I checked your bio. You live in Texas. I live in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were not at the same church, but I had made a post just talking about like when people are overly PDA at church. And
Yeah.
if you don't know what I mean by that, then you just don't know.
Then you just don't
So
know.
just don't even comment on it and
Right.
just keep scrolling. Because if you know, you know. And most of us do know. Like when the guy has the hand on the thigh and he's rubbing the thigh, but then it's just like creeping up to the groin. Like, reminder, we're at church.
Reminder, we're in the Lord's house. And even if we were in a bar
Yeah.
The Lord is watching.
Of course.
And even if you're married, like there's just time and place.
No, there's
time and place for your fingertips to be in her groin.
That's-
and it's not in iglesia.
No, like at no point in time during church does like your fingertips need to be in a crease and crevice of anything. Like they need to be gripping a pen or they need to be closed. in
Hands
your
to
lap.
heaven.
Mhm,
Okay?
That's right. Receiving. You can also have your hands open. There's multiple things you can do, and there's just a few things you can't do.
Yeah.
But I guess you really can do anything because y'all do. I just was saying that, like, for the people that overdo the PDA,
There's other people here.
and people are like, affection is my love language. Like, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna rub the back of my husband's neck, and I'm gonna do it
In
Do
the
it.
back row where no one can see you.
against the wall. You know what I mean?
You're taken away from
My experience. You're distracted.
Yeah.
And, free will is gorgeous. Free will has us here today.
Yes.
Free will gets me in and out of bed. I mean, free will.
Yeah, it's
a
a beautiful thing.
But also, how you said, time and place. And just like, I hate the word appropriate. Like when mom would be like, that's inappropriate.
That's
I'm like,
inappropriate.
don't say that. I hate that word.
Yeah, like now you just made me uncomfortable.
you just made me uncomfortable. I feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of like read the room is kind of my vibe on that. Read the room, hooch.
No shit thing.
No
Okay.
shit thing and read the room.
So we're gonna hop into a double or nothing because we have got some advice to give.
Okay.
And
Wait, did you
we
just
have
like
some
cut
good
me off
ones.
kind of because you were like done with me talking about
no,
No, I just wanted to address the masses because like,
honestly,
my TikTok,
like I want to keep going.
I mean, well, no, people just take everything the wrong way, always.
Yes,
and I'm like,
right.
here's the
They-
podcast
They
where I
want it.
explain.
People are scrolling the internet, etc., finding something to be offended about.
Of course,
That's just the truth. Okay,
of course.
but we're all people. We all, freedom of speech, free will. Okay,
Okay,
and
love you.
with that, love you, and Jesus saves you. Honestly, before we hop into double or nothing, I think we actually just need to talk about that movies that was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I would have to agree with you.
Thank you, everybody who suggested we watch What Happened to Monday on Netflix.
We had a lot of suggestions.
A
for
lot
that
of
movie.
suggestions for that. We had email write-ins, we had DMs. I had someone message me yesterday, which we had already tried to record this episode, which is so funny, but even
I'm having a lot more fun today.
a lot more fun
Okay,
today, and I'm so happy to be here. But
Me too.
I was just going to say, I was still getting emails yesterday about watching that movie, What Happened to Monday.
Why?
So me and Gage watched it because I went to see him this weekend after not seeing my man for like 2 weeks.
myself.
And I knew you probably were going to take notes, which is no problem because like
No.
it's literally not. I
No.
did because I wanted to just touch. Okay. Are you
Oh.
getting really sick?
No, Kaylee.
I'm worried.
We're not speaking this over.
No, we're not. We're
me.
not. We're not.
We're not. I
I'm
actually
sorry if
learned
you can hear my
something.
coof. Like I've got to stir in the what's the cold foam on here? Salted caramel. Salted
believe.
caramel cold foam is the best thing that Starbucks offers.
I like the non-dairy one because it kind of melts more into your drink. It doesn't stay foamy at the top.
Well, this is staying foamy at the top, so now I'm like trying to mix it in, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it makes for a whole other mess because you have to go and lick the lid later. How do you
Yeah.
feel about licking lids, by the way? Like if you're at a restaurant and like someone takes the lid
I'm
off.
gonna lick the lid of my Starbucks salted caramel cold foam, but I'm not gonna lick the lid of a sauce. Like when I peel the wrapper off my Chick-fil-A
You're
buffalo
done with
sauce, I'm not
that.
gonna lick the lid. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. There's something about that. I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like it's acceptable if you're at home, but like if you're at a restaurant, like the first thing you do is like whip that tongue out real long and lick that lid. Like I'm freaking out.
What do you think? What do you lick the lid at home?
I mean sauces. Or like if like like the soy sauce. Oh, I'm licking the lid, by the way. I lick I lick the lid of our soy sauce every time I use it. Like if I'm making dumplings, because like the soy sauce, like it always has like a little trickle because it's just so thin. And always like there's a tiny little trickle in the lid. And so I'm always like just like real quick. Like I'm just gonna be honest. I don't use my finger. I don't use anything.
It's not a lid, it's a cap because it snaps on. So that's like
I
a little
maneuver
bit
my
more-
tongue like around the cap to like get the part of the soy sauce that was left and like that I want. Yeah. No, I do it. I just wanted to tell you because I feel like that's something that like every time I do it, I'm like, does anyone know I do this? And now you
do now. No problem.
Didn't think there would be one.
But you're so funny.
Mhm.
I more so just like scrape my finger, lick from there.
That's okay too.
What Happened to Monday was so good. Dr. Nicolette Kamen can take a hike to death row.
Mm.
I knew from the beginning, obviously she was a problem. They let you in on that in scene 1. If you have not watched What Happened to Monday on Netflix, I'm not going to give, I am going to give it all away. So if you want to skip
The point
forward,
is to talk about it and give it all away because y'all were supposed to watch it.
yeah,
with
y'all were
us.
supposed to watch it. But just in case you're just now tuning in,
Love
and
ya.
you want to go watch What Happened to Monday, it's so good. Highly recommend. So they were starting a child allocation act, which was basically just you could only have one child. And they said, and I quote, that this is the first vital step to preserving our planet. And I just wanted to stop right there. And it's like, obviously, this is a movie. It was futuristic. It wasn't like faith-based. But I feel like Mom, like we used to think that Mom brought faith into everything. We're like, well, Mom, we were upset about things.
We're like,
pray
just
about
let it
We were like,
be.
we just want to have these feelings. And she would always tell us to give it to God. And there were all these things that, we just have learned over the years. Like she's so right about
And
all
things
of it.
pierce our ears. Like at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
I'll say this. At the very end of the movie, she said, this woman, Nicolette, whatever, said, this is the life. Oh my gosh, now I've forgotten. Crapola.
This is the only life you're going to live or something,
Yeah,
right?
like basically, this is the only life you're going to live here on Earth. And it's like, oop.
Yeah. Because you're going to
ah.
spend eternity somewhere, either heaven or hell.
And hopefully heaven, because we're not speaking hell over anybody.
Right.
But
I
there
was just
isn't.
saying, there's two
I know,
options.
of course,
But,
I know,
okay.
and we are acknowledging hell is real. But I just was,
Of
yeah,
course.
I want to see like my brothers and sisters in heaven. Like,
Yes.
love y'all.
But we used to get in trouble for saying YOLO. You only live once. My mom would say, I don't like that. It's not right.
You live twice.
I mean, you're going to live after this. And she's so right.
Yeah.
So when I heard them say in the first few minutes, that just having only one child, okay, is the first vital step to preserving our planet, it just gave the Lord calls us to multiply
Of course.
and be fruitful. And it's like, okay.
That doesn't mean everyone has to have children by
Oh,
the way.
no,
Like,
but
don't read too deep into that one.
I
But
was just saying, it's not about the planet.
no.
It's not about the green grass.
Nope.
It's about human life. They were swooping up these children. If they found out that you had a sibling or you were the sibling or whatever, they would snatch you up, and they said that they were putting them to sleep, cryo sleep or something. I can't remember. Yeah, I put cryo sleep, question mark. And they were saying you'll awake to a better world, because what they were trying to have everyone believe is that they were putting the extra, quote, children to sleep for however many years until they got the population under control. Well, what they were doing, we found out, was they were zapping them in
And
a little
burning 'em.
tanning bed looking thing.
Yep.
And literally, what do you call, like, when someone gets
Burned alive.
well, they were.
I know.
They were just gone.
So what do
But
you
I was
call
thinking
that?
about when you
Getting burned
got
alive?
cremated, and it's called like egg.
Turned to ashes.
Yeah, let's just. These are the phrases we know.
Yeah.
And yeah. So they were killed. So these kids weren't going to sleep.
They were being put down.
Another quote: "One earth, one child." It's so disgusting. What I was
Kaylee,
what
I can't even imagine.
what I didn't understand is why Monday.
Well, lay it out. There's
I mean, if you watch the movie, I wasn't going to go through and recap the whole thing.
okay, no worries.
Because,
Don't.
like, we're talking to people that watch the movie.
We're talking to people who watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yep. There's 7 kids. Okay, and each kid is named a different day of the week.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And you can only go outside on your day of the week. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're here right now, you watch the movie. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Monday was pregnant with twins.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was hooking up with somebody that worked with the Bureau.
Oh my gosh.
I have so many questions because
I do
obviously
too.
we don't find that out to the very end of the movie. I need to know, did he know prior that she was pregnant with twins?
Right.
And why didn't she just tell her sisters, which were her literal everything on this earth?
They all shared the same identity. in
They
the public.
survived because of each other. Like
Right.
they were each other's reason for survival.
Correct.
Hence why 5 out of the 7 were killed.
Yeah.
Thanks to Monday. Like I didn't end that movie thinking, oh, I feel so bad for Monday. I'm like, Monday, why didn't you just tell your sisters that you were pregnant with twins, that y'all all could have come up with a plan? Like, why did you think you could outsmart and then kill? It was so cruel. I have no sympathy for Monday. I mean,
movie-
there was a minute at the very end where I was just like,
I
this is sad,
loved
but
the movie, but for 2 hours.
she was still trying to kill her other sister at the very end.
Yes,
anyway.
and I felt like we deserved a little bit more detail, such as like
At the
when was
end.
she going to hook up with Mr. Bureau Man? Like when was
Right.
that going on? And
We
then,
needed some more insight to that.
we just need a couple more details because when I had to watch the movie by myself, no worries, Kaylee, I'm not mad at you. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just stating a fact that I watched it by myself.
Yeah.
And I spread it out like 30 minutes before bed one night. And then I woke up at 6 a.m. before we recorded the podcast yesterday. No worries. To watch the other half. So I was confused at the very end whenever Monday looked at her sister as she was dying on the ground and said, let them live, you know?
Or like, don't let them take them.
Or like, don't let them take them. And I'm like, who is she talking about? I never realized that Mundi was pregrante. Like, I just didn't. And then it cuts to a scene. The twins are in this like incubator situation, like
they're
floating.
like,
and I was like, what is going on? Like, I ended
they
the
were
movie being
growing
like,
outside of the womb and whatever you call that.
and whatever you call that. And I was just so confused. It was because I watched it by myself and I have to watch things with other people to get clarification. So if I would have, but no worries. I was just saying, thank you for telling me yesterday that Monday was pregnant after all, because I did not know that.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know.
That you didn't have that little like resolution at the
I might not have been
end,
all the way
that
woken
resolve.
up whenever and I was watching the
Well, we should have
dishes.
gotten more, regardless. We should have gotten more at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's my only complaint, but I would get that movie an 8.5 out of 10. What about you?
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Maybe 9.
I've always wondered I've always wondered,
We didn't know if our producer had like a comment or like a
to tell
question
us.
for us.
or like compliment us, tell us we're pretty or something. I don't know. He could have, and like that we're hot.
I didn't
in-
manage to
in our
put on
dream
makeup
bodies.
this morning. I'm so proud of you for doing that.
I just did.
You wanted
that.
to recreate yesterday's look, which like, yeah,
I did. And
you look fabulous.
I knew it was going to be a pretty day.
Okay.
And there's something about just like feeling pretty on a pretty day.
Yeah.
And like the sun hitting just right and like selfies bae.
Selfies, bae.
Yep. And my hair was still clean from yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Because I did not go work out this morning. Nope. I'm going to
So
do
you're
it later.
capitalizing on that.
I'm capitalizing. Also, I've just kind of shifted my mindset with makeup. I learned this in San Diego whenever we were just putting on makeup and like having a time. It's like, it's really not that big of a deal. Just put it on. It's so fast. You can do it so quickly. I mean, do I enjoy my skin breaking out most times after I wear it? No, but ever since I threw those makeup brushes away that I had for literally 8 years, like I remember using them at mom and dad's old house. So like, I mean, that's a time.
No, it's shocking.
Once I got rid of those, my skin's been doing better. And it makes sense. I had never washed them before.
That's really crazy.
Yes.
I can't imagine how many different shades of makeup were on the foundation brush.
Right.
Do you use a brush or do you use a beauty blender? I feel like you use both. Maybe
I
you
use
go in
both.
waves.
It depends. I threw away the foundation brush.
Waves.
And now I've moved on to a beauty blender, and it's such a horrible beauty blender. It takes up about half of the foundation.
I'm sick and tired of these knockoff beauty blenders thinking they're doing something when all they're doing is the spongy parts are literally leaving residue on my face. When we went to Washington, D.C., went to Target, bought those big fat beauty. I love a big fat beauty blender.
Yeah.
They were like the black and cream swirl.
Correct.
I was having black specks all over my face.
The beauty blender game,
quote.
it got oversatched.
Yeah.
The beauty blender game got oversatched because it used to be that really good
Beauty
spongy-
blender is that brand. The other ones are just like sponges.
Well, it's my fault. I should have never bought a pack of 8 for $10 on Amazon. That doesn't even make sense. One singular good beauty blender should be $8. Like it should be because that's what it's worth because it's good and it lasts you.
Yeah.
Fiona has chewed every beauty blender I've ever owned. She's also looking so gorgeous.
She's looking so gorgeous.
Asleep on the couch today.
I can't believe she's
If you haven't wished Fiona a happy birthday, I haven't yet posted her birthday pictures, but they're coming. Just wish her a happy belated. She turned 1 year old when her mother was in San Diego on February 15th. So we didn't get to plan and celebrate accordingly, but there's nothing like a good belated.
There's nothing like a good belated. We love our queen so much.
I wanted to know an update on something regarding your desires in life.
What do you mean?
The movie, What Happened to Monday,
Okay.
just made me wonder again. Check back in with ya.
What?
If you still don't want twins, because I do want twins.
How many
After
times
I have
do I
my
have to
dream
say
body.
this? It's not that I don't want twins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving my mic closer. Bear with me. So it's not that I don't want to have twins. It's just I'm not like necessarily praying for twins. I don't know. I think it would be a beautiful thing and I would love them. Like literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Please no triplets.
I know that that's a lot. Yeah, see.
Hold on, let me look up while I say this. Please no triplets or quadruplets or anything more than 2.
Well, and like whatever the Lord would have for me, obviously he knew that you and I needed each other and that
That's
Ma and Pa needed us. But I don't know. I mean, I would feel a lot better if you like lived with me while I had twins.
I would.
Yeah.
I would live very close.
I mean, like Bethany had 2 babies.
I know, Hooch. I would take one
Bethany
off your
had
hands.
two.
I know.
2.
I know. But I kind of want to take on the challenge. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, it's just kind of like,
yeah.
two
If you can do
birds,
one, you can
stone.
do 2.
Also, I have always felt very independent, confident, like not to be so feminist right now, but just really secure in like myself as a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering,
do
like,
it.
is that because we're twins? We've always had each other's like validation and someone to check with all the time. Like, there was no room for me to be insecure or like unsure about myself ever in my life.
Because I was always gonna assure you.
Yes.
I think it has a lot to do with us being twins and having each other. I don't think we would have the level of confidence, and it's not even that we think we're the
Yeah, like with the G. Like
we don't.
No.
It's just we have each other, and so if somebody thinks they're gonna make me feel less than, no, they're not, because I have you to be like,
And also,
wind it up,
wind it up.
wind it up. Love my Queen Bailey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, me too. I love
She
her
got
too.
her own TLC show.
I saw that.
So I need to tune in. I love her. But yeah, I would wind it up on them hoes for making you feel some type of way.
That's right.
Dopey. But yeah, I do
Well-
think that does contribute to just us kind of being who we are. I mean, we wouldn't be who
I don't know
we are
what
if we
it's
didn't have each
like.
other. So it's just kind of like what it is.
I don't know what it's like to be a singlet.
It does make me really sad when we call mom, she calls us, whatever, and we're together and, we're headed to dinner with friends, or we're headed to
Even if
the
it's just the two
grocery
of us.
store. If it's just me and you. Yeah, yeah. Me and you, we're like, oh, we're headed to the grocery store. And she's like, well, I'm so glad y'all have each other. And it makes me sad that she doesn't have someone all the time. Of course, she has dad. Dad's at work. And like,
Yes.
and she's working too, but she doesn't have a built-in bestie, twin sistie all the time. And she's our bestie, but it's just different. Like, you and I live together. We do everything.
I know.
pretty
I feel
much.
bad for people that aren't twins, but I don't know what else to do about it.
I don't know what
other
else to
than
do
just
about it.
feel
It's
bad.
not like our, cross to bear, because that will actually throw me into a tizzy, like feeling so badly that other people don't have
I know
what we have.
I know. We don't have any room on our plate to feel bad for that, though.
No,
We
it's
can't
just
bear the burden.
yeah.
And it's not a burden. Like, they're blessed
And mom, we love you so much, and we want to spend any time with you that, like, next time you go to the grocery store, tell us and we'll go with you.
Yes.
For real.
Yeah, because
I mean, if our, schedules align.
and then I'll
from
accidentally
it.
forget my wallet. I don't really know. Now, double or new then?
Let's move right into it.
Yeah, because I've kind of
So-
been itching ever since you brought it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait.
Yeah, so we have some things to address this week in our Double or Nothings. If you're new here, Double or Nothing is our advice segment where you write into yourpudcast@gmail.com. That is yourpudcast@gmail.com. And you ask for some advice, and we'll give it to you to the best of our ability.
Of course.
So let me go down.
I wonder if Logan
down,
is still like
down.
picking his boogers and remember?
I don't think we ever got an update on Logan. We made this name up for that boy. Yeah.
I wonder how that
I
ever
would
played
love to
out.
hear from our queen. Who
Yeah.
was struggling with what to do, that a boy didn't like her, and we were like, oh, literally just spread rumors about him.
Yeah.
So like you can look like the better one.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Like we're joking, but number 1, what are your ladies' thoughts and opinions on your friends always inviting their partners to hangouts that are organized? How do I approach, if at all, asking for our catch-ups to go back to just being the 2 of us? I kind of thought that not inviting my partner would get the point across, but that doesn't seem to be the case, because then it just turns into me third wheeling. And let me just say, you not inviting your partner should get the point across, and your friend knows that, and they're honestly being disrespectful by continuing to invite their partner when you're obviously not inviting yours. And they're either have separation anxiety.
I had to
for
hold
their
my
partner.
nose because this was such a stinky, stinky story.
It's such a stinky story because I feel bad. Like, you don't deserve this. And your friend knows exactly what they're doing. And they're waiting for you to be the one to say, like, can it just be 2 of us? So they can paint you as the bad guy, because then you look like, you'll feel like the bad guy. But you shouldn't have to. You should never have to ask your friend, oh, can it just be the 2 of us? I mean,
Right.
there are times where it's couple date nights, okay?
Of course.
And there's time when it's just girl time.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong. Like, it's not like you're going to go wherever and gang up on your boyfriends and talk crap about them. That's not what girl time is for. Girl
But
time
you can
is for
also
girl time.
talk about celebrations amongst your relationships. Like, Kaylee and I get together with our friends and, like, we want to talk about, like, the happy things. You know, we have such healthy relationships. Like, we don't have bad things to talk about. But,
No.
and, like, even if we did, like, we want to talk to our girlfriends about it. I think that they have trust issues. I think that he doesn't trust her. I think that they have something going on where he doesn't want to send her off because he's like, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to tell her? Like, no, we have to be together, have to micromanage you. It's unhealthy.
Either he has trust issues and he's worried that she's going to go tell you something that he doesn't want her to, or she has trust issues and she doesn't want to leave him alone at the hizzy.
Also, it
whatever.
could just not be that deep. She could be horrible at taking social cues. And whenever you didn't bring your boyfriend, she just never picked up on, like, you know, let me not bring mine. But also, I don't think I have a single friend that would bring their boyfriend somewhere.
Without like telling
Of
us.
course.
Like I'm having dinner with Hannah. Oh my gosh, Hannah Lancaster. Hey, listening. We're having dinner tonight and she is literally about to pop. She's about to have her baby in the next couple weeks.
cannot wait.
I am so excited. She has an appointment, doctor's appointment, you know, this afternoon.
Yeah.
And
Her
was
husband's going to
asking,
go?
well, of course. So her
Yeah.
husband's going with her. And so she was like, is Gage coming, you know, to dinner? And I was
Right.
like, oh, he totally can.
Right.
If Brady's going to be there, whatever. And she's like, yeah, because he'll be at the doctor's appointment. Then I'm like, period. Then Gage can come. But
Boom.
also, if Gage had to do something else, that would be totally fine. And Gage would just be like, go to dinner. Like, it's just never
Yes.
that deep. But it's always something to address. Just
I don't
because-
think that I know a guy that would really want to come to me and my girls hang out. You know, like, why does he even really want to be there? There's no way. Like, he doesn't want to go play his little PlayStation or Xbox.
Oh, and Gage.
He doesn't need to go get a lift in. Oh my gosh, is he
Yeah.
scrawny?
He might need to do his Bible study and have alone time.
Yeah.
So, what I think about this and what you need to do is
take a beat.
take a beat
I think.
from you asking. You don't have to organize the hangouts anymore. And, you know, maybe you guys still talk all the time. Maybe y'all still text and FaceTime, but I would like to see how much she asks you to hang out if you're not asking her first. And maybe she does. Maybe the boyfriend is still there. But when she asks you, hey, do you want to go to the mall, whatever, you'd be like, yeah, who's all going? Or who's all going to be there?
Who's all going to be there?
And then
Find
she can
out.
be like, oh, well, Joe or whoever her boyfriend is, just me and Joe. You'd be like, okay, well, Mike or whoever your boyfriend is, you know, he's not going to come because he's at work, whatever. So
Either I'll sit this one out, or do you just want to hang out just the two of us? Because then
Yeah.
you're asking in a way that's, I mean, very forward and straight to the point. Like, that's what we're trying to get at here. And she can just give you an answer. And if she doesn't want to hang out with you one-on-one, then we wipe our hands clean.
we wipe our
Hitch.
hands clean. And that's a
Like,
hard,
we pick them up, we dust them off, and push them back again. Hey, hey, hey.
that's a hard pill to swallow, but we might need to do some spring cleaning. I'm not saying you can't be friends with this person. It's just, it's really telling when someone gets a boyfriend how much they value their friendships. The people that they relied on, spent time with, and loved before they got their boyfriend. Now all of a sudden they can't survive without their boyfriend. It's really shocking.
And bring back sleepovers. Bring back sleepovers and making forts with your friends. Like, I
Yeah.
know I said I was going to be 25 this year. I never said I was above a fort.
No.
I never said I was above making
always
a pallet.
loved a fort.
Like, remember how much fun it is to go to sleep with, like, your besties for the rest days? Like, you go to sleep in the middle of a conversation because you're just talking the night away, and, like, someone just falls asleep, and then you get back up where you left off in the morning, and you get a coof, and you go on a walk, and it's so refreshing, and you feel young again. And I think we need more things to make us feel young than just retinol.
So true, bestie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So bring
true,
back
bestie.
sleepovers again.
Bring back sleepovers. So I think, you know, y'all's friendship, I'm sure, can survive and everything's fine.
Of
You know,
course.
maybe they just started dating. I don't know how long they've been together. I think it's ridiculous that they've been dating years and she still can't go anywhere without her boyfriend. If it's in the fresh stages, I was there at one point where, you know, Gage was coaching high school football and we just started dating, and it was like a big deal to me to want to go to the games on Friday nights. And like,
Yeah.
if our friends want to do something on a Friday night, I'm like, well, Gage has a game.
So I'm
Also,
going to
our
Gage's
cousin
game.
was playing football for the team, and I got to see my grandparents. I was like, Gage is coaching, but I can do something Saturday, just because it was like I wanted to prioritize that. And now I think we've been together, and I mean, I still love to go to the games, but if there's a trip or whatever, I'm like, okay, I can miss a game
A game or
I can
two
do,
this
you know,
season.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's okay. But definitely at the beginning, it was just like, well, I
And
don't
always
wanna
with
miss
good
anything.
reason. Like, you wouldn't just lay in your bed and piddle paddle. Like, just,
No, if I'm not at the
Yes.
game, I'm out of the country.
Of course.
You know?
Getting a stamp on that passport, bae.
We need more of those. So we have another queen here. She's been married to her husband for 1 year now. She said he has an older brother who is also married. Although I could see myself being super close to his wife, I don't know how to get there. She's not a super bubbly personality, no offense, and isn't very easy to make friends with so far. We have great conversations when the family gets together, but I can't ever imagine us hanging out one-on-one. I think this is common.
Nothing to worry about. Seriously.
Y'all, for one, your husband and his brother are two different people. They probably have a little bit different taste in women.
Yep.
And so that's one thing to consider. I don't know if your brother and his brother are really close and if y'all are around each other a lot. And I can imagine that you've probably made lots of efforts to like make her giggle or just like include her in conversation, and she's just not very receiving. She doesn't give that energy back.
Correct.
And it's okay to be shy. It's another to be rude. You didn't say she's rude. She's probably not rude.
She's just not boobly.
She's not boobly.
But it seems like you are.
And I love your personality and your perseverance. And what I think about you is you're fine with her maybe not doing as much, but I think y'all can get closer for sure.
I think that there's things that could bring you closer.
Yeah.
One, do you have any dogs? If you have dogs, go on a walk with the dogs. Yeah. Get a coof. Ask her if she just wants to go to like the park and like go on a walk and like. Now that adds pressure because it's like, well, what are we going to talk about on the walk? You ask your friend to join, or hey, me and Ashley, your friend, me and Ashley are going to
the mall.
Go to the mall. We're going to shop at some boutiques today and grab lunch. Do you want to come with?
We would love for you to join us.
We would love for you to join us. She feels invited. She feels wanted. She feels like you actually like being around her, even though we don't really know if you do. Yeah, like you might. And also Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday. Maybe she just needs to like get that personality work on, and like maybe she just needs a coof in her system, or she could, have a little margarita. But either way, some good weather is upon us. Springtime is upon us. Let's get outdoors. Let's be social. Just invite her. Take the pressure off yourself, queen, because one-on-one can be a lot. It seems like it would be a lot for her, but like, it'd have to be a lot for you because you're the one that asked. So now you have to like bring the energy. So anyway, invite her to something that, that you already have planned.
Yeah.
Or
I think that's a great idea because then it's like you're inviting her in on more of your life, and it's not just you're talking to her when you have to be around her, because that is just kind of like checking a box, and you both know that you have to get through it, and we don't know where her head's at. But I definitely think that inviting her to do something with your friends, that's just a great idea.
That's just great. And when I said or, it's not that I really had like an or. I more so kind of had like an and.
Uh-huh.
If she is not receiving, don't force it.
Yeah.
Don't let anything be taxing on your mental. Don't sign up for anything that is just going to make you tired. You know, like don't sign up for anything that's going to feel discouraging. Right. So if you try and you put your best foot forward, that's really all you can do. And time heals all. There's so much time. There's so many gatherings. There's so many opportunities. And she doesn't have to be your only friend. So you've got this, queen.
You've got this, queen. There's opciones and there's time. And when you have children or a child or she does, that could also bring you guys closer, especially if you have children, maybe they can grow up together. Of course, that's futuristic. So let's just one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Invite her to lunch with your friends. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
So, I actually didn't
fries.
read her entire thing.
Oh.
She said, well, that was pretty much it. But she said, I would love to have a more personal relationship with her, as we will always be in each other's lives. But I've tried a lot of ways to show myself as friendly, and I don't know how to fully break the ice. I just don't want our life to always be us hanging out of obligation. But like, we're also good friends hanging out too. She said, I don't know. It's kind of hard to make friends with women you meet through your boyfriend, husband, etc. in my personal opinion. And I don't know how to really make it a true friendship. So,
oh my gosh, yes. Let me validate you. So many people, I mean, I'm not married, but I have friends that are, and they're like, guys, it is so hard to make friends now that I'm married, because the guys have to get along and the girls have to get along. And maybe 8 times out of 10, one of the two isn't gonna jive. You know what I mean? Like, you get back in the car after a hangout, and either the husband or the wife or the boyfriend or the girlfriend is like, we're not doing that again. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my gosh, back to square one.
Yeah. And that's just life and like figuring it out. But there's definitely hope for you.
Of course.
Totally. So this queen says, just popping in to say I'm so inspired by both of you. Okay. Love you so much. You've been such a light.
We have to pause. Fiona's having a bad dream. She's scaring me. Will you? Fiona? Hey.
It's okay, sweet girl.
Oh, she was shaking so hard. It's okay, baby.
It's okay. You're right.
Oh, bless her heart.
She's okay. She's just in a deep sleep.
She was just in a deep sleep.
Do you want to get her? Do you want to pick her up and put her in your lap? Or no? She's okay.
She's okay.
Yeah.
I do, but I feel like if I get up, it's just a lot.
No worries.
To like get up in this situation.
Oh my
here.
goodness, I just belched. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Morning. Just popping in to say I'm so inspired by both of you. You've been such a light to me and so many others.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
currently a nurse anesthesia resident and worked as an ICU nurse during COVID. Queen, you were on the front lines. I've always struggled with anxiety, but it's been so much worse over the last few months. I'm in the operating room putting people to sleep 4 days a week for 10 hours a day, and then I have a test every single week. It's been so difficult for my anxiety. I lost my dad during COVID as well, and I'm still healing from that. I've been listening to your podcast on my way to clinical, and it really helps with my anxiety. I prayed with you girls at the end, and it brightens my day. I saw Miss Beth's TikTok where she wrote to her younger self, and I felt so seen about the part where her younger self didn't feel so much pain. How do you guys combat anxiety and get through the day to day? I try to remind myself God's got it all figured out, but I still have so much anxiety. I love you guys and always look forward to watching your TikToks at the end of the day, keeping your wonderful selves.
I have full body chills.
Me as well.
I have full body chills.
Thank you so much. We love you so much. We wouldn't be here without you and all of you guys. And
I
Beth
feel
Anne,
like-
I felt the same way
Yeah.
listening to your poem to your younger self.
Oh, I was in my feels.
So good.
I was in my feels. And you know, something about that is like I really did speak from the heart because I didn't have to backspace like anything. I
Yeah.
just typed it.
Yeah.
And I realized at the end of the poem, I did not do like an exit whenever me and my younger self left our coof date together. I didn't say like, and then we hugged and then we whatever. But I think that's such a representation of me is like an Irish goodbye. It was going to take too long to say bye.
Yep.
And so we just like, it just ended like that. Also, I might do a little sequel. So let's not hug it out yet.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
about that too. I thought about doing a sequel.
Because like me and my younger self, like we just have much to discuss.
yeah. I love
If you didn't
that.
listen to it, just like it's on my TikTok.
on our
And like I was
TikTok.
crying and like it was raining. And so I think that's why I was crying. It's because it was raining.
We were exhausted.
And I was exhausted.
We were in San Diego and it was just the time zone. I mean, it was just the time change. We weren't with it.
Yeah, but I knew it was the time to do it because I was in my feels.
Yeah.
And I don't like to be in my feels often, maybe once a year. So that was it.
That was it. Wipe your hands
Cheers.
clean of that.
Ah,
No,
this
so
girl,
I
she's
want you to
so
know that you are not alone in all of these feelings of anxiety. And honestly, we talk about it a lot now because we never knew what anxiety was or felt like. Like I just, for a long time, and I was so young, but probably thought that people were being dramatic
being dramatic and bringing it upon themselves, like doing things,
to give them
like putting themselves in
Anxiety.
situations to make them anxious. And I was just like,
like growing
what are
up,
you
we were just really good about putting things in perspective and moving on. Like I am so thankful I had such a season of life, as in so many years of my life, where I did not experience anxiety. Or maybe I did and I didn't know what it was. I've always been really emotional, so I probably did experience it, but I shouldn't know.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been until recent years where we have really, really felt it. And
The weight of the world is on my chest every single morning.
it's literal. Sometimes it's not even from a situation, and sometimes I can't even explain
And
it.
sometimes I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But it makes me want to cry. Like that's what got me into walking. And in the younger self thing that I did, having coof with my younger self, I asked my younger self, you know, when was the last time you went on a walk? And she was like, why would I go on a walk? Because I remember growing up, like going on a walk was so boring. Like, what are we doing on a walk? Now I'm like, it's in case steps, son.
We would have
But
definitely, like in high school, we chose a nap over a walk every time.
we chose, which is fine too. I needed to sleep.
Yeah.
I was growing. I was having growth spurts in high school. But no, I just now like I have to go on a walk and I typically play worship music while I'm on the walk and I have to talk out loud to God. And even just 20 minutes a day can help so much. And it's like help with what? I don't even know.
Everything.
Like, everything, you know.
It's so
But I told
healing.
myself in that poem that I think about my younger self every day. Like she was like, why would I go on a walk? And I had said, like, I think about you. I don't remember how I worded it, but I was like, oh, like you've never had anxiety. You've never had a tight chest. Of course you haven't. And like, I remember that. I remember that girl because that's the girl I think about every day on my walks. I'm going to get choked, but not really.
Okay.
What was that?
You can.
And I'm not going to. It would mess up my makeup. Yeah. Remember, I'm looking pretty for a pretty day.
Yes.
So definitely just like don't want to lie to you and say that the anxiety is going to go anywhere. But I will say your brain, your thoughts cannot intercede for it. They will only just like dig you into a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. What you have to do, I know you hear it and you hear it and you hear it and it's like, okay, but I still have it. Like, give it to God. It's like, yeah, I'm giving it to God, but I'm still having it. It's because you're holding on to it and you're choosing to hold on to it. You literally have to see it exit your brain. These thoughts, these feelings, these doubts, whatever it is, that you have to see them exit your brain and go to the Lord.
I like to physically lift my hands to God.
Yes, he is the only one that can do good with them. I'm not going to do any good with them holding on to them, clearly. And I think that's why Mom always brought the Lord into our conversations growing up, because that was not like the last thing we wanted to hear, but we're like, we get it. Like, we're not doubting God, but it's like, well, you are a little bit. You are doubting the power of the Lord whenever you are being anxious. Like, you're not doing it on purpose, but like ultimately that's what it is, because you don't believe that he can really take it all.
And it's very convicting because I'll say, God, I give you these feelings, and then I'm like, okay, and I hold on to it the rest of the day. And it's like, did I not trust him enough when I said that I was giving it to him? That's, for me personally, driving in the car, listening to music, praying out loud. Nothing is more healing than that. And it may still pop in my mind, like, these are things that I'm worried about, but then I have to check myself. Like, I gave that to the Lord.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that feelings of anxiousness, of unworthiness, of things are all too much, I'm never enough, I don't have the capacity to handle all this stuff, those feelings are not from the Lord. And they're from the devil, because he wants to see you fail. And the best way to do that is to feed you these thoughts that you can't do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Lord's voice, like, it is described as like a still small voice. So if your brain is rattling with all of these thoughts and feelings and emotions and it's just going haywire like mine always is, like, you're not going to hear that still small voice, because everything that you have going on is overbearing, is taking over the thoughts.
Yeah.
And
overcoming.
And like the Lord, he does give you a sense of peace and a sense of calmness. Something that I feel like I've learned is asking the Lord for things will often come with conviction. And that can sometimes get you in a deeper hole, because that can make you feel bad about yourself. Like, when you're convicted about something, it's like, oh no, like you feel like you've messed up. It is a good thing.
I always think of it like, if I'm being convicted, that's just a good reminder that the Lord's living inside of me.
That's right. That you have the Holy Spirit.
Like, I would be more scared if I wasn't feeling convicted. That's a scary place to be. You said that you try to remind yourself that God's got it all figured out, but you still have these feelings of anxiety. You're not alone in that, and you're literally only human, but that's why we can't rely on our own strength. And when we say that we give it to God, we really have to let go. We have to let go and let God, really do. And so we're going to pray for you and everybody, then end of the episode.
Oh, I think this is what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
That the Lord's voice is not always audible. That's what it was, because I feel like I struggle in my brain, like differentiating. Oh my gosh, what I'm thinking and like what the Lord is telling me. And sometimes it's not what he's going to whisper in my ear. It's what he's going to show me that day, or show me through a conversation I'm having, or just a scenario, something that happens throughout that day or that week or that month that brings me back to the time I talked to God about it. And I'm like, oh, you didn't just talk to me in that moment. You showed me something later. And also, like, that requires patience that I struggle with. But it's all just a part of the Lord's plan for your life.
I know, that's right. We had someone write in for a Bright and Blues for
oh my gosh, obsessed.
Bryce Hughes, our Brights and Blues,
yes,
which is where we give our highs and lows of the week, our Brights and Blues. My Bright of this last week, I know we've technically been home now for a week, but I'm going to go back to San Diego. That was my Bright.
San Diego as a whole.
Yeah.
San Diego.
San Diego. I loved our time spent being active.
Yes.
Outdoors.
We don't get outdoors enough here. Like, we go on walks and we obviously have the dogs. So, like, go to the dog park and things like that. But I've never just gone to the pickleball courts, or, well, we don't
beach
have
volleyball. We don't have
a beach. So it's like, we don't have beach volleyball.
Yeah.
I don't want to play tennis again. Well, let me rephrase. I am no good. And so it's just like, yeah, I could work at it, but that's frustrating. And I want to enjoy my time.
Yeah.
Not be frustrated. I mean,
We weren't that good at beach volleyball either, but it was just more fun.
It was
I
fun.
couldn't even get
Tennis
it
can
over
get
the
boring.
dang net in tennis.
Yeah.
Like my serve.
But it is something that sticks with you forever. Like Big Mama, our grandmother, she has played tennis her whole life. And she's like, girls, it is something that
You can play your whole life.
you play for a lifetime. Yeah. So maybe we'll practice. We brought home some tennis balls. Like,
Yeah. On accident.
we've got this.
I got left
queen.
in the rental car and anyway.
And I loved our fellowship. I think that was my bright in
Yeah.
San Diego. It was just fellowship, like with really good people. Like I just feel like I did not have a bad encounter
No,
with anyone
we didn't.
there. So, and I didn't actually even have any thoughts about the place, misconceptions, whatever beforehand. I really didn't. So it was just a pleasant surprise to just have no expectations going into it and just to fully indulge and enjoy. Yeah.
My blue might have been that I was like a little bit under the weather. Thankfully, literally the day after we got home, we went and got IVs, and that completely brought me back to life. I know you're like kind of struggling on like the sniffle side right now.
Well, I think I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted. You're gonna lay your bosom today. You're gonna have a day. I'm so excited for you.
I'm going to have such a day. I'm really excited too.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I have a solo dinner and just listen to my chew, or do I do something about that?
You're watching Night Agent right now, right?
I am watching Night Agent. I've really let it go on because I needed something that I actually like to watch, and it is something that I like to watch, so I didn't want to overdo it too soon. Like I didn't want to finish it too soon, so it's just something that I've like let drag. I know that you're doing, help me out on the name of your show. Bridgerton. I don't think I'm going to do Bridgerton,
I didn't think you were.
but I need to find something to get involved with here soon.
I've been slow with Bridgerton. Y'all, if you saw my TikTok recap, at this point a month ago, I don't even know. I recapped season 1. No, like the first half of season 1. Since then, I've now finished season 1. I've not even gone on to season 2. Like I haven't been locked in. I need to be. Also need to lock back into a book, which I had someone send me a suggestion, and I'm just going to, let's see if I can find it.
Speaking of suggestions.
What?
I know we just did our Bryce Hughes Brights and Blues. We have to go back to Flicks and Feels because we have to talk about the movie that we're all going to be watching this week. Let me
I
pull
was
it
going to
up.
tell you.
First of
I was
all,
gonna
it's on
remind
Prime
you.
Vid. I know Kaylee and I wanted to stick to some things on Netflix, but Netflix just doesn't have everything.
Netflix
we're
doesn't
not,
have everything.
we're not going to pretend like they do, you know? Okay. The movie that we are all going to be watching. I hear it's hilarious. It was filmed in 2008. I don't know if that scares anybody, but I'm excited about it. I feel like I'm starting to enjoy older things. Everybody, My Best Friend's Girl.
Right.
Very
My best
excited.
friend's girl.
My best friend's
Brother
girl
is the one
one
for
for me. Hey.
BFB.
Woo! So I hear it's a hidden gem.
So my best friend's girl.
My best friend's girl.
That's what we're watching this week. I can't wait.
Boom. Okay, back to what you were going to bring up.
So back to Bryce Hughes, our Brights and Blues. She said, I have been drawing near to the Lord and making him a priority in my life for about a year and a half now. And I've recently gotten baptized last Sunday with my best friend. Amen. A little bit of a story here. My roommate and I both met with a different member of the church on the same day to talk about how baptism had been laid on our hearts. And 3 weeks later, we ended up having the opportunity to be baptized together. It's truly remarkable how the Lord works. My life has changed so much since I've trusted in God's plan for my life, and it's definitely a bright moment in my life recently that I wanted to share with you guys. Absolutely makes my day.
Full body chills yet again on here on the poo.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Truly. Y'all,
Queen.
congratulations. Let's make heaven crowded.
Should we like do a round?
Yes.
Do a
The doggies are waking
round.
up.
I'm so
I'm
happy
so
for
excited for you guys. What I like to call that like a little God wink. Like y'all both met with a different person.
We
on
got
the
two new
same day.
sisters.
I know that's right. So thank you for sharing that with us. That is like the bride of my week.
Love and adore.
So our third and final segment for the day is Twin Tuition, where we have you guys write in questions for us to ask each other. For example, it could be, Kaylee, what's Beth Ann's favorite movie? 1, 2, 3. The Blind Side. Like that's just, I know. Just for us to maybe have a little challenge, like what we know about each other. And
Oh
it's
my
just like
gosh,
this
yeah.
fun little game to play. So
Yeah.
please submit all of your questions for Twin Tuition at yourpodcast@gmail.com as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple for today. Because last week I asked you something and you didn't ask me.
Right.
We'd like
So should I ask you two things to Dia?
We're both gonna ask each other 2 things today.
Okay. I'm wearing
for
like
Kaylee.
a tennis bracelet today. Like I got my tennis bracelet.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Where's that from?
It's literally so hard to remember.
It looks like rusty. Maybe.
I think it might be from the cruise that I went on. I'm having so much indigestion from this coup for some reason. Are you?
Trying to be a crime.
Did you put what's in your coup?
No, it's not that. I think it's still.
I kind of want to drink coup all day because I don't want to come down. I'm in such a high.
I know.
Okay, so now that this is roosty, like I knew it was roosty, but like the fact that you could call it out.
No, it kind of just looks. Maybe it's like gold. Maybe it's not rust. Maybe it's just like a.
It's rose gold. It's rust
from the ocean.
It's been in the water lots of times.
Kaylee.
Okay.
If Beth Anne could eat one thing for the rest of her life, what would it be? This is so easy.
I never said this aligned with my what body. I never said this aligned with my dream body.
French.
Yeah.
Specifically potatoey French.
Honestly, hold the seasoning. No, I love seasoning. Don't get me twisted, but you know how I am.
I was going to say, sometimes you ask for a little extra, you dab your finger and you lick the seasoning.
What?
But I know, but
Give me some, baby. We know I'm thin. Quit.
Gaga are
The French fries.
he's always, well, he had to like kind of go no salt after like a heart attack scare one time. And so he just started asking for his fries to be made with no salt. So then we started doing that too, because then you know you're going to get fresh fries because he can't just give you the fries out of the batch.
Yeah.
They got to make you special fries.
So
Miss
whenever
Beth started doing that, you go ahead.
No,
You go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No, I like to hear
No,
you talk.
no. This is about you. Share your truth.
I just, whenever they're hot and fresh like that, and you have to like wiggle them around in your mouth, like I don't need the swat.
Yeah.
But like you telling them, like
Maybe ketchup
I
seasoning.
put my finger in the seasoning and I lick it, like, da, da, da,
You
like
do sometimes. It's fine.
I know it is fine, but just like I don't know.
What? You're beautiful. It's
Okay.
good sodium for electrolytes.
Okay.
For Beth Anne. What is one thing Kaylee would never leave the house without other than
Her
her phone?
Watra. Her Watra bottle. Kaylee and I feel very claustrophobe if we don't have our Watra. If I get in the car and I don't have something to sip on, I can't swallow. I immediately can't swallow. It doesn't matter if I really can. In my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have dry mouth. Like
If I don't have my Watra on my bedside table, like I'm going to sleep, I'm not going to wake up and have a sip, but maybe I will. Like maybe I'm choking and I need a sip.
No, no, no.
I will dehydrate in the middle of the night if I don't have the water just sitting there.
If I get somewhere or if I leave somewhere and I don't have to pee, I'm worried sick.
Something's wrong. Kidneys are failing.
I buy
have a
the mouth
UTI.
tape that has the little slit in it so I can fit the straw in. So I can just
Right.
have that reassurance that I can have a sip whenever I'm ready.
Beth Anne,
Yep.
what do you think my favorite places that I've traveled to?
And you've traveled to so many beautiful areas. To God be the glory. So many stunning places. I mean, you visited 10 countries with guys, Europe and all the things. You and I went to Turks and Caicos with Tart.
Beautiful.
Tripping with Tart, fire. Greece. Greece.
Greece was my favorite place I've traveled. The food,
And also
the people, the atmosphere. Okay, this coof has just now started to like work on me. I'm gonna be honest.
Squeeze.
Oh, goodness, I am. But
Just
like I'm
squeeze.
trying to be okay. No, I am.
And breathe. The feeling will go away.
I feel like this is what contractions are like.
Also, like our favorite places to visit aren't necessarily about like the fellowship. I think some places we visited have been our favorite because of who we're with, not necessarily the place that it is.
Yeah.
I think Greece was just so
Like San Diego
stunning.
was one of our favorite trips just because of like how much fun we had.
Yes. But it's like I'm not going to say that San Diego is like more beautiful than Greece. Like let's be like real here.
Right.
But I would say Greece was just so breathtaking
Yeah.
and it was crazy to be like I'm in Greece. Yeah. So
Like I'm in Greece.
like I'm in Greece.
We had another girlfriend write in. I think this is the same girl who wrote about what's one thing that I would never leave the house with. She said, lastly, Kaylee, if you remember, I commented on your TikTok about cutting an onion with a wet silver spoon in your mouth. Have you tried it and did it work? Queen, I have not tried it. I've got to try it though. I've not found
Hilarious.
a successful hack to cut onions and not cry my eyes out and like actually be misery. Like, I'm in pain cutting onions.
Mhm.
I did the thing where you're supposed to wet a paper towel and put that on the side of the cutting board. That didn't work. So whoever told me that.
Well, you told me to do that, so then I started doing that.
Well, did it work?
Well,
and then
no,
someone told
but-
me to get eye level. I'm spitting into the mic. Someone told me to get eye level with the onion. So there I am crouched down.
Oh my
eye
gosh,
level
back
with my
pain?
countertop. Oh, it's awful.
I mean, you have a sciatica to deal with.
Nothing has been successful. So I'm going to try a wet silver spoon.
We can just
And
take
get
it back
back
to
to
the
ya.
COVID days and do a mask. Like, we can be masked up in the kitchen.
It's not the mask, it's the eyes, Beth.
apologies.
That's okay.
In my brain, it goes through the nose.
Having a contraction.
Kaylee,
Okay. Okay, we're okay. Passed.
brace it.
Oh,
Knew it was.
Crazy how that happens.
Mhm.
You know what? I need to close us in prayer.
Do
this
it.
time that we've had together.
Mhm.
And
Is there anything we haven't said?
I'm sure.
Like how much I love your outfit with those pajama pants that you styled? Those are my pajama pants.
These are
from
pajama
Aerie.
pants from Aerie.
They were 30% off when I bought them. I can only hope they're still 30% off for you. Maybe
as
even
well.
50.
Are we both wearing Samba? What kind of Adidas
Actually,
am I
if you're
wearing?
obsessed with our outfits today, like as much as we are, we've actually worn them 2 days in a row now.
Yeah.
Feel free to go to Beth Anne's LTK
I need
shop.
to update my LTK to have this.
Yeah. Some people ask where they can find our outfits, and you can just go to our LTK. That is where we have put everything. Of course, I have an Amazon storefront, and I do love my Amazon storefront. Oh my gosh, like it's my Amazon BB. But an LTK is just kind of everything, including what's
On
on my
Amazon.
Amazon. So,
Yeah.
cheers to the teenage years, baby girl.
I know, that's right,
Yeah.
girl. Honestly,
Mhm.
we need to link our little trinkets because we got this cute little mushroom lamp from Target.
Yes,
This candle
everything's
that's never been
Target.
lit. Does this have a scent? Oh, it has a nice scent. Okay.
I don't even know if we smelled it when we bought it.
No, I think we just got it for the aesthetic, but anyway.
I kind of feel like the way I'm sitting right now is giving middle-aged man in a coof shop. Like
With high-waisted trousers on.
and the 90-degree.
You are crossing your legs at a 90-degree.
And just
We look
slouched.
great.
I feel great.
I'm so glad. I
Yeah.
love you so much.
No, I love you more. Let's
and this
talk
has
to God.
been such a joy.
This
Let's
was
talk to
so
him.
fun. Thank you for being here today, Miss Kaylee.
Thank you.
Grab me by the fingertip because I can't really reach.
Come closer because I have to stay closer to the mic.
Okay.
Okay. Lord God, thank you so much for this day, and thank you so much for waking us up this morning. Thank you for breathing life into our lungs, and thank you first for interceding our thoughts before we could this morning. I pray that you would just remind us every day to come to you first before we get overwhelmed with our day-to-day, with our schedule, before we check our phones for our to-do list, before we scroll TikTok or Instagram or any of these things that we don't even know we idolize sometimes. God, I pray that you would help us to put you first, that with our spare time that we often use to overthink and allow our anxieties and worries to consume us, I pray that you would replace that time with you, and that we would remember to truly let go of the things that consume us, and that you would take our burdens. God, I pray for our listeners who wrote in about their anxieties and just how to deal with it, even when they feel like they give it to you, God. And I pray that you would totally wrap them up in your arms of peace and love and comfort. And I pray that they would really feel that. And God, I just thank you so much for this community. And I thank you for the people that we've been able to meet in person and through the phone, and the people we get to connect with on your podcast. I pray that you would just use us as a vessel for your kingdom to shine your light and to bring people to know you and to love you. God, I know that we are so far from perfect, and I pray that that never skews people's perception of you, God, because humans are imperfect, and we're so thankful that we have you to lean on and to trust. And I pray that your will would be done in our lives. I pray for a great rest of our day, a great week. Love you so much. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
How about that one? I am such a serial interrupter. I was interrupting
You were going to
during the
interrupt
prayer.
during the prayer.
Ah.
I heard you take like a deep breath to begin to say something, and I was going to let you.
Oh my
Popcorn Beth
gosh.
Anne. I'm so sorry.
No.
Do we need to bow our
There's
heads
no
and popcorn
telling
Beth
what I
Anne?
was even going to say.
Oh.
That's the thing. I'm so squirrel right now.
That's okay.
Oh, I love you.
Isn't it amazing that the Lord is in this room?
Yes.
He's in the room.
Absolutely.
He's in the room.
You know I can't carry a tune. I can't remember exactly how that one goes, but I know that that's a banger.
Yeah, Maverick City.
Outro in 3, 2. We love ya and Jesus saves ya. Bye.